Hey Taurus! I'm Christy with Zen Life Tarot. Thanks for joining me today. I do a 5-card spread here. It's a general reading, so please take what works for you and disregard the rest. We've been going through a lot since the eclipses in August. I hope your September has been phenomenal. I know for me it's been a little bit like this. It's still a level of letting go of things that I really got clear on in August I needed to let go of, and also just new beginnings and new exciting things. So October, boy, just so much is happening astrologically. Let's see what's going on for you. So please take what works for you, disregard the rest. Of course, it's perfect whenever you're catching this video. And what I've already saged and prayed over the cards. I always do that before I read for any of the signs, just so you know. And just to save time, I do the shuffle beforehand. Now, of course, I'll be doing clarifiers with you here, and there'll be an extended at the end if you choose to see that, okay? So, interesting, what I drew for you for the 5-card spread for October 2018 is Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Rods, the Strength card, 3 of Rods, and 8 of Swords. So, my goodness. You know, in the middle of this is the Strength card. So I just want to say, I'm not really sure what is going to happen for you. We're going to do some clarifying here that causes you some potential argumentative behavior, or at least feeling frustrated or wanting to argue with someone. This, you know, to me, I don't read this card that an argument's happened, but it could be in the beginning phases of it, or you might really want to battle something out with someone, or someone wants to battle something out with you, and you're feeling trapped. But, I mean, are you really trapped, or are you just feeling trapped? So what I'm curious is this about a job? Is this about something in your homestead? You know, here you are being strong and noble and just really, like, awesome, because Taurus is, I mean, I love you guys. My son's a Taurus, so I see you as incredibly strong. And here you are taking a look at your life and the situation, or things that are unfolding in October, and you know, trying to rationally figure out what you want to do. You know, it doesn't mean you're irrational if you have an argument with someone. Maybe you have to speak up to someone to actually create some change. And of course, I see this card as your card, at least in this spread. This is you, whether it's male or female, okay? Showing up there. But let's do some clarifying. Let's figure out a little bit more what is going on. Okay, so why are you feeling trapped? Well, you're feeling trapped in your job, your work, your project, something that you're involved in that makes you money or income. What could that be? That's a good question. So hopefully you know what that means. I see potentially an older water sign male, or someone that you see as an authority figure who you actually like, respect, probably has a good head on their shoulders, and maybe a sensitive side to them. So maybe they are approachable. Ace of Swords. You know, either they're going to offer you some kind of contract, but you still don't like it, you still don't want it, it still makes you feel trapped, or, you know, you're going to have some kind of communication with this person at your job. You know, I drew 3 for this card. Let's find out more about what's going on here. I see the World, 5 of Pentacles, and hooray, at least 9 of Cups. So I don't think you're super bummed out in October. I think you're just getting honest with yourself. Something's not feeling like ecstasy for you anymore in your work. And you're starting to go within and, in a strong, mighty, noble way, you know, figure that out. Because maybe you want to travel more in the world, and you just really are clear on what would make you more happy. Now, this shows up in the middle. So, you know, do you have some poverty consciousness fears that are in your way? Is someone promising you a raise and they're not delivering, and therefore you have an argument? That is to be revealed. feel like it's going to be okay in the end, and we'll clarify on that as well. But this is a month where you're going to have to get real honest with yourself. And maybe you've been unhappy for a while. Okay, let's find out what the advice card is, or cards are. And I like to draw 3 more on ultimately how things are going to end up if you take that advice, okay? So I've got the Hanged Man, 10 of Cups, and the Death card. Dun dun dun. Okay, so typically this means some kind of a delay. Maybe you can't leave this job right away. But time to get real, focused, and intentional about what makes you happy. And that probably means leaving. Often this card can mean a transformation of your thinking around something, your level of consciousness around the job, or around the workplace, or whatever you're doing. Sometimes it means walking away. Bottom line is, if you're focused on what makes you happy, you'll be very clear on what it is that you need to do and what steps you need to take. And maybe you can't walk away right now, but you can have a 3-month plan or a 6-month plan. You're very strategic, and you're not a fast-moving sign anyways. You typically like to be methodical and very, very smart and intelligent about big, major decisions. That's what I love about you guys. Okay? You're not irrational or hasty. And so, who wins the race with the turtle in the hair? Well, we know the answer to that. So nothing wrong with taking your time, or, taking the time that life requires. So if you take that advice, the cards I get, interesting, 9 of Rods, the Lovers, and again, 4 of Cups. So just keep looking at what it is that you really love about the job, what you don't love about the job. And the more you get more clear on, write down the pros and the cons or whatever it is for you, you will start to eventually gain the momentum and the courage to do what you need to do, which is probably to leave eventually. Again, doesn't have to be in October. I don't really see that right away anyhow. But it's your life. You get to create it how you choose. And I don't see someone firing you or anything. I really think this is your decision. So again, I just want to say the best way to leave anything is to do it with gratitude. So it's so easy to focus on what we don't like about something. But if we focus on the gratitude of what that job or that experience or that boss or that coworker has given us, then not only can we leave with a certain level of ecstasy, because how wonderful, that job got us to where we are today. It fed us and our loved ones. Every level of looking at things with gratitude makes big decisions much easier, more graceful. You don't burn any bridges. People love and respect you. They'll hire you again, maybe not this job, but who knows, maybe they'll hire you for something else. People that respect you, they don't ever forget you. And one thing I've learned is you never know who's going to be your boss in 10 years. They might have been beneath you on the hierarchical scale at work, and in 10 years, they're hiring and firing themselves. And so, just use your intelligence with this, and have full faith in you. So, the Lovers and 9 of Rods, I think you're scared to walk away from this. You don't want to make a dumb decision. You don't want to maybe affect things with your lover. Again, this can be about choosing between 2 decisions. But typically, I'm reading this that you're just nervous to make the change, but it sounds like you want it. When drama happens, it inspires us to maybe move a little bit quicker. But again, I don't see you moving super, super quick because I think you're a little nervous about how that will affect your financial life. And we all know how a Taurus wants to feel stable, especially if they've worked hard to achieve what they've achieved. Okay, you know, this is exciting. The underbelly of all of this for October, Taurus, is that you get to make an upgrade. Yahoo for you. Like, we all want that. And sometimes we'll just stay in a job forever unless we, you know, get some kind of signal from the universe or from deep within that it's time. Well, October is letting you know it might not be time to walk, but it is time to start putting your ducks in a row and preparing to walk. How long is that going to take? Seven. I got a 7. So 7 weeks, 7 months, next July. Again, could be any of those. You've got some time, but start putting those ducks in a row and start doing things to manage your frustration around the fact that, you know, maybe you know that this isn't where you're going to be forever, but you might have to endure being there for a little while, and you might have to endure a little bit of drama, but with this strength card in the middle, you got it, okay? Your I don't know why I'm blanking on the word. Extended reading is going to be about what that will look like when you actually do leave. So we'll draw a few things on that if you're interested, okay? All right, now let's do these last 5 decks. Okay, it's just 1 card from each, and these are suggested cards. I call them like overseeing cards of the whole scenario. So, from the Goddess deck, Mother Mary, expect a miracle. That's awesome. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. I read that, my friends, as the next job, the next best situation is already prepared for you. It's waiting for you. It's excited to have you in divine, right, perfect timing. Okay? So don't worry. Just know that there is a graceful divine timing. So hang in there. Family culture. Learn more about your family's history. This card basically, I just read it that, you know, focus on family and receive a lot of nourishment from them. Okay, there's a lot of love there, especially during times of change. And, you know, maybe ask their advice or bounce things off of them. You never know what kind of advice you'll get. Maybe it'll be just the thing to either one, help you feel better or to make a better decision for yourself. Kindness. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, be kind to those within this work environment and anyone you might be giving notice to or saying goodbye to. If you do everything with kindness, as I said, it blesses your future, blesses your now and your future. Okay. And boundaries. Set your boundaries. Protect your precious time and energy. I don't know if people at work are using you or making you work longer hours than promised. Maybe that's part of this whole thing. It's okay to set boundaries. You know, even if you're working for salary or commission, I don't know what the situation is. You know, no one deserves to be used. So I don't know how this is showing up, but boundaries are great in the home with all levels of loved ones, and they're even okay with bosses and managers. You'll know if you're being abused in some kind of way, small way, big way. If you aren't, great, just, you know, keep doing what you're doing. But this card gives you permission to just check in with yourself and ask, you know, what do I deserve, and am I being treated fairly and correctly? And this here is from the relationship deck. It just basically invites you to take a look at any kind of partnership relationship that you have. And it says, social freedom. Does this person respect my right to socialize and give me freedom? Now, maybe that has to do with your boss or this coworker. Are you allowed to socialize? Are you allowed to have a certain amount of freedom at work to feel like you're being yourself? Good question. Everyone deserves that, and obviously you have to get your work done and your quotas done, and that's why you're there, is to serve and make money and to bless those around you in all kinds of ways. If you're coming from your heart and living your life from service, which I recommend. But when you ask this question, sometimes what bubbles up are really helpful answers in helping you take your next steps. Okay, Taurus, if you choose, like, subscribe, whatever, it's your free will. It supports the channel, and of course it's very much appreciated. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, feel free to do that, Zen Life Tarot. And also, my son and I wrote this awesome book, You Are So Loved. It's available on my website, zenlifetarot.com. The demographic is age 2 to 9, and it's all about receiving the message from the divine that we all need, which is that we are deeply loved. So, deeply loving all of you, and grateful that you stopped by, and have an amazing, powerful, deep October. It sounds very transformative. Okay, I'll see you in the extended reading if you choose. Okay, have a great, great month. Bye-bye.